What's up, everybody? It's the fantasy playoffs, and we got Mike Leone on to talk about our NFC team and our 10K league sweat. Pete will be back next week, but we got Gretsch here, we got Leone here, and I'm here. It's ship chasing. Let's go.
Pat Fryer Helmo.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your site.
Jamar. Alpha play chase.
Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally this boys. You're right.
The bunny ears still get me. So, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. Ben's muted.
Ben, you're muted.
Realize it. Firing on all cylinders to start the show.
Muted. Oh, man. No, I said I'm good. I argued with Leone for about an hour earlier about Garrett Wilson's target shares. So, I mean, that was
I missed that.
That was like
I missed
that.
No, you missed nothing, Pat.
Really. I was wondering why I was so productive writing this evening.
Fun day.
Well,
fun day. You guys think we're, it's holiday season. It's week 16. We should be winding down. No, me and Leone went at it for like a good hour today about.
You like begged me to go at it. You're like, I want to hear the argument.
I did want to hear your argument. It's true.
I'm like, I don't think it's worth the time because we're all just gonna start Garrett Wilson anyway. You're like, no, we need to.
I wanted to know if there was a case against. It sounded like you were the Garrett Wilson bear, but it sounds like you want to play.
I think it's close, and we should play Garrett Wilson.
I think it's close to Aiyuk. I just wrote up the 49ers. I'm actually like semi-interested in Aiyuk now.
You just came in like it was this slam dunk, and I was like, I don't think it's a slam dunk, but we should probably play Aiyuk, or we should probably.
Oh yeah, I mean, I said, well, we have like 4 options.
All right, let's set the stage here, guys. Let's back up a little bit. So we're talking about our NFC team, our 10K team, which is in the playoffs, and we had an okay week. So it's a 12-team league, 10K buy-in. So pretty good payout if we take this thing down, but it's not like a massive, FFPC main event points chase. There's only 3 other teams we have to beat. We didn't have the best week last week, but it wasn't a disaster. And Leone, you want to pull up the team? Yeah, you got it. So here's the team. Tua, Austin Eckler, Jerick McKinnon. We, for the longest time, thought we were completely done.
What is that bet thing by Garrett Wilson?
You can bet. I don't know.
It's just a link to bet on his props.
Oh.
So they get affiliate money.
Okay. For the longest time, we were desperate for a running back too. Jerick McKinnon is locked in now, and thank God we started him last week over Dobbins, which Ben pounded the table for. And Dobbins is in our lineup right now because he's looking like he's going to have a pretty solid workload, nice efficiency.
Yeah,
but now we're
flexed a running back all season.
And your boy Algier, we asked Pat. We said, Pat, does Algier have the upside worth holding on this team? And he went for 101, and Caleb Huntley's out now, and he's looks like he's carrying the ball ahead of CPAT. So which is good because we have no depth. We have no flex depth at wide receiver because Rondale Moore is dead and Traylon Burks might as well.
Well, we get Burks back, but we're losing Tannehill, which is brutal. So now we're in this weird position. We're starting 2 running backs, but now and then we're debating.
So Leone came in this morning to jump back to the conversation, and said, should we start the 2 running backs because we haven't flexed a running back, and then if we do, we can't play both Garrett Wilson and Aiyuk basically because we have AJ Brown and we have Jalen Waddle who stacks with Tua. You're not sitting any of those guys. And my big take was, I was like, I could go either way with starting the 2 running backs. I could still see starting the 2 receivers and flexing a receiver, but I don't really want to sit Garrett Wilson because I think he's just an absolute superstar. But in my defense, what started this whole thing, I hadn't really looked at the game environment yet, the over-under and the weather, which you brought up pretty quickly.
I feel like this is not the first time we've had a disagreement, and you're like, well, I didn't really look at it until later.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I wrote the signals the last few days.
Ben just comes in and he goes, honestly, I don't care what the projections say. It's a mistake for not playing Garrett Wilson.
Look, I don't know what your inputs are, but they're wrong. Oh, wait, those are the inputs?
I think we should start Garrett Wilson. My thing was just that, if you assume similar target shares, which you could somewhat make an argument with Debo out, you would play Aiyuk if they were similar, but I don't think we should assume that, and we should play Garrett Wilson as a result.
My concern with that.
What do you have the target shares as?
We spent a lot of time talking about Wilson today. My concern with Aiyuk is Brock Purdy. I mean, for a good Aiyuk's game log isn't. I mean, he's played well, but it isn't even that impressive. If you go dig in, right? Like he doesn't have that many great games like this season. He's been the downfield guy in an offense where Jimmy G's sort of been an underneath passer, and then since Purdy's taken over, the passing aid's fallen even. Like he's even more of just a distributor to.
Yeah, he's Mike White basically.
He's Mike White basically, and then you also have Juwan Jennings getting some at least chipping into Aiyuk's downfield role. And I was looking at Purdy's pass distribution while writing signals this week. I think he threw 6 passes last week, more than 10 yards downfield, and I think the week before it was also 6. And so he's low volume, but he's also very much not going to be pressing it downfield. And that's where the bulk of Aiyuk's targets are going to come. So you might get 5 or 6 targets, which we've seen, and he can be very efficient because he's good. It's just what's the upside? And I understand with the weather and stuff, there's arguments against Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, it feels similar though we had a previous discussion about whether or not to start Aiyuk earlier this year, and the question was what's really the upside? And then he scored 2 touchdowns.
Biggest game of the year for him. Yeah. We started him.
We did start.
We've gotten a little lucky with that because last week I was kind of kidding. It's a bit of an inside joke. You're supposed to do inside jokes on publicly broadcasted podcasts. We on a couple minutes before the game, basically, and I was on the subway taking Murphy to the dog park in the West Village, and I'm messaging back and forth on my phone with Ben. J.K. Dobbins versus Jerick McKinnon, and I was I kind of liking the way this sets up for Dobbins. I was Dobbins. Ben was McKinnon. The projections were McKinnon. So Leone was McKinnon. Pete chimes in, he's Dobbins. But Ben was making the strongest case. So then I was all right, Ben, the passion wins the day. Put him in. And then you were having second thoughts about your own passion.
I was in traffic trying to get to the Bills game. And I'm seeing messages from you guys, and I'm driving, so I'm I cannot respond to these messages.
Well, we haven't heard from.
And when I left, I thought Ben was on Dobbins, so I thought we were playing Dobbins. And then
the whole conversation started because Ben was obviously we're starting Dobbins, right? But McKinnon's in right now, and I was yeah, I'm Dobbins too.
No. You said that.
I got pulled up the fucking message.
I didn't say obviously we're starting Dobbins. I thought you were the one.
This is just how the Garrett Wilson thing started today.
All right, it's always me. Whatever. You guys are just being assholes.
I also said it was obvious.
Aren't you the reason we ultimately started McKinnon?
Yes, because what happened there was the same thing as today. I said, Leone, I want to hear your case for McKinnon. You made a case, and I said, that speaks to me. That makes a lot of sense. And then right before lock, Pat was I put Dobbins in, and I was whoa. We haven't heard from Pete. And I was actually McKinnon. I maybe, I pulled up my earlier comment. I was in these comments, I was McKinnon. And I
see. That's what I didn't get. I didn't get that you would.
Yeah, and Leone was out of pocket at that point, and I was okay, I'm pretty sure it's actually 2-1. So Pat, you're kind of on an island here. I think we should go McKinnon. But then Pete did chime in. We had 10 minutes until the lock of the Ravens game, and then Pete chimed in, and then it became 2-2. We couldn't get a hold of Leone. It was
well, we knew where he stood. He had the projections, and he had never wavered.
But how strongly he felt.
I didn't feel strongly, and honestly, if I knew Drake was out, I might have voted Dobbins. I don't know.
Yeah. The best part was I was trying to switch it back to Dobbins, and lock hit, and I missed it. And, whatever. Fortunate.
We got the nut outcome though, because we really needed those McKinnon points, and we got the good signs from Dobbins, which was basically the week before. He had really good production, but it was hard to mentally get past that one run he had. That was the worst 50-yard run in NFL history, where he was should have scored a touchdown, and his gait just looked all jacked up.
It looks jacked up, but he's got the burst. It's just when he tries to go full stride, it's not quite there.
Yeah, and I guess so now I think you can't sit McKinnon at this point because I don't care what the projections say. He scored 30+ points.
You can't.
Back-to-back games. You can't sit McKinnon. I don't think you can sit Dobbins against Atlanta when he's going to run. When it just sets up well for efficiency. It sets up well for them to run. It's an inferior opponent. So then it just, you got to sit a receiver. I think like if this was like Mike White and not bad weather, it would be like so easy to sit. I still think it's pretty easy to just play Garrett. Like we all like Garrett, and it's like project super close anyways.
Yeah, I think I'm Garrett. By the way, I found these comments. It's hilarious because they're interspersed with us celebrating Jelani's only catch of the game. So mixed in with all the comments are just Jelani. But I said we're Dobbins at RB2, and then Ben, you said I got to get on the team. Don't have it on mobile, but Dobbins seems obvious to me too. Probably question mark. But so obvious wasn't there, but you were a little more
obvious.
With a
you commented first. You said right.
I said we're Dobbins at RB2. Then you said that, and then I said
said
Dobbins seems obvious to me.
I just said it too. Pat, wait, time out. You just said this was all me. You wrote, we're so Dobbins at RB2, right? And then I responded, yeah, Dobbins seems obvious to me too, probably, question mark. Like, I haven't looked at it. Don't have it on mobile.
Pound on the table, saying it's obvious.
You started this. I win this one. Get out of here.
Chad is owning me in both my 10K leagues. In the FFPC 10K, I told you guys about this, but we blocked our opponent the last week of the regular season from picking up Tyler Huntley because they had Lamar, and they picked up Purdy, and it cost us the 10K regular season prize and a bye. And then we lost last week with Miles Sanders and Jonathan Taylor. We just needed like 15 combined points. It was brutal. And now Chad got us good with fucking Zay Jones on his team. But we're only 37 back, like, which is all things considered is like
with 2 weeks left.
Well, and
he lost.
We're breaking down this team in the most haphazard way, but we're excited about being
the viewers expect nothing less.
Yeah, because Thursday night was the Niners, and Aiyuk had a rough game. Robbie Gould misses a field goal and only hits like 3 extra points and has a really horrible kicker game. And then Saturday morning we got Jelani. And so going into that McKinnon-Dobbins decision, we had 1 catch from our tight end as well. We had 3 total floor games, and we're like, dude, we're fucked. Like, we were already chasing points coming in. So to get the comeback with the rest of our lineup this week to where you see that change column, that's what we scored this week. And then the average is the season average. We were chasing Oren and Chad. The change, we lost a little bit to Chad and Lawrence, and yet the total there is the combination. We're not out of this. That week didn't end up determining it, and it felt early on in the week like it was going to knock us out. Like we weren't going to be within shooting distance.
But we'd probably be out without McKinnon. That was just so huge that we got McKinnon.
That, and I told you guys I was silent fist pumping at the Bills game. We had good seats. That Waddle touchdown was in front of us, and then like seeing him accelerate after he caught that bomb was pretty sick. Because Tua Waddle started off super slow too. This was still on Saturday, and it was like real bad.
Yeah,
until Tua hit Waddle for that bomb. It was like, oh my god.
So for this week, the Garrett discussion. I mean, we don't need to get deep into it, but I did want to say, Leone, you made good points today, and I had another question for the viewers or for whoever might care. I had another question in a Q&A today about Mike Williams, DJ Moore, Jerry Jeudy, and Garrett Wilson. Pick 2. And I wound up picking Jeudy and Williams. I think if it's guys like Jeudy and Mike Williams, and I think DJ Moore, I don't want to sit Wilson in most cases, but you make good points about the game environment and the situation. And I think Judy's a guy you got to be on right now. He's been looking really good. So anyone who has those types of discussions, I think you could sit Wilson for guys like that. I think it's harder for an Aiyuk right now.
Yeah, which I think is fair. Like if one of these guys is randomly going to see like 12 targets, it's going to be Garrett Wilson, which is like ultimately, I think the reason why you play Wilson over Aiyuk. Aiyuk, you're hoping like maybe he gets 8 targets and he's super efficient. It's not, the Zach Wilson stuff hurts. And also they just
talk about
conservatively when they're ahead.
Is there any case for Aiyuk over Dobbins?
I don't.
Well, that was the other part of the discussion. I don't think there is either. I think I'm ready to be 3 running backs, and I'm not usually. So
I think Dobbins is
right
like, I don't know, maybe I'm buying into small sample efficiency too much, but if he's going to be the efficient back that we like hope he was, and he has been his 2 weeks back, regardless of how it's looked, like you're getting 14 to 15 carries against Atlanta. So you're talking like 80 plus yards probably with really good touchdown upside. I mean, I think as weird as it seems let me pull up I'm looking at I showed you guys this.
Atlanta, like it is such a safe, it's like a double, you know what I mean? Like it's hard for him to like really hit a home run, I think. Maybe, I mean, I guess I shouldn't rule it out, but it feels like a little like we're not swinging for the fences enough. But like, I don't know, if we get a double out of our flex and then some other guys go off, we're going to be pretty psyched about that.
Yeah, the comps I have for our projections for Dobbins are just out of this world this week. But it's a little bit cheating because it's all – but it's like the comps make sense, but there's a lot of Nick Chubb, which is like a little bit cheating. But like – I mean, it's these high efficient running backs that don't catch passes that just seem to end up like being better plays. And I think we've maybe given credit for over the years, especially when they're in good spots, except for Miles Sanders.
So you're saying J.K. Dobbins this week is full Nick Chubb?
Oh yeah, and like the floor has actually been good. Well, I mean, these comps are super small sample. It's more like the idea of what they are, which is. Like he's probably going to be pretty efficient against a bad team. He's going to get enough carries, and like the Aiyuk stuff is actually like pretty tight.
What's the over under in that game? Because it's just like so hard for me to imagine that game going any other way than.
Wait, are all
Aiyuk? Oh, it's 35. Okay.
Are all Aiyuk's comps Aiyuk? They're all his game log. That's great.
No, I mean that's part of the flaw of the comps. Well, good and bad. But it's like a third Aiyuk, yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Why are the wide receiver comping so much to himself? I get it more at the running back.
The San Francisco comps get thrown off a little bit because they're like they have like this mixture of like high team total without throwing a lot that like not a ton of.
Do you guys?
That makes sense.
Were you like? I mean, do you put any weight in what I was saying about Purdy's ADOT, or do you think that's a faulty concern?
I think that's like a good tiebreaker type thing. Like I'm not putting a ton of weight into it, but I mean, when it's close, like you gotta figure out some way to break the tie. I'm still like zooming out, I guess, a little bit further and being like, even though Debo's production sucked this year, he was getting pretty consistently high target shares. So to have him out is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
To me, the issue is the combination of the ADOT with like San Francisco's pretty good. Like they just might not have to throw. These are Garrett Wilson's jobs, which are like kind of interesting. Like you get like Judy, Marquise Brown, DJ Moore. You get like a lot of receivers that you like here, and you can see they just not in great spots, which is what Garrett Wilson is in this week.
Yeah, although it's a great matchup. It's just the weather.
Yeah. And we generally have the matchup weighted a little bit less, more so just the team level efficiency, which is Zach Wilson just doesn't complete a lot of passes.
Right.
Like just put as simplistically as possible. I think some of the games, like the way they call play stuff was overblown a little bit between him and Mike White, where they were like winning all the games Zach Wilson played. So they didn't throw a lot and they were getting crushed the games that White played. So they threw a lot. But they definitely are a little bit less aggressive with Zach at the helm, which, I mean, you saw why if you watched the game last week. Like he makes some really good plays, but he makes some like really head scratching plays. And it's just, Mike
White misses easy throws from like clean pockets. I mean, I was tilting it a little bit in our chat, but like some really basic, like 10, 12 yard square ins, dig routes, clean pocket, easy throw. And he missed it multiple times.
Yeah.
Some Garrett questions from the chat here.
Silva and I somehow won our RotoWire online championship league together, which we just yelled at each other the whole draft.
Nice.
Do you guys prefer Garrett Wilson over committee backs like Pacheco and Rashad this week? I do.
I'd play him over them.
Yeah. I think if we're playing over a guy like Aiyuk, I think I'd play Aiyuk over guys like that.
Yeah, I think Pacheco might be close-ish, but
Yeah. And then this is kind of interesting. Where do you expect Garrett goes in ADP next year?
Round 4.
Not high enough.
Round 4?
Yeah,
I have a lot of Garrett Wilson if he's round 4.
I think he's going to go around 4. I think that's right.
I think he'll go around 4.
He'll be like where Waddle went last year. He started out in the round early 4 or late 3. He ended up rising. He pretty much sat there. I mean, some of that was pushed down by Tyreek, but
his year is closer to Jefferson's than it is to Waddle's. I mean, this was an awesome rookie year. I know the quarterback concerns are very real, but
it depends. Yeah, it depends who the quarterback is, right? Like,
yeah,
if it's Zach Wilson again, like, I don't know if I'm feeling great clicking him in round 4, no matter how good he is.
Fucking lot of Garrett Wilson, regardless of where he's
I'm gonna have a lot of Garrett Wilson. Where do you think Olave goes?
I don't know. He's had such a weird year with the way it's fizzled out.
He's been good. Like, Olave is a good example of someone who I think has been good. I wrote about this a little in Signals this week, but I think Olave has been good. I think Garrett Wilson has been top 10 wide receiver in the NFL good, and I think there's a distinction there. I've still seen some dynasty stuff that has Olave ahead of Garrett Wilson. I think that's a mistake. I think it's exactly.
I think that's a mistake too. But
it's exactly like when DK Metcalf was ahead of AJ Brown after their rookie. They played together in college. And AJ Brown was better in college. Same thing here. Garrett Wilson was better in college, was the better prospect, and has been better. But because of some weird small sample stuff, Olave's situation's been a lot more favorable. There's people that are in on Olave over Garrett Wilson right now, and I think it's a clear mistake. Although I think I make that comp because DK Metcalf's still good. You know what I mean? Like, AJ Brown's just better in my mind.
I think it's a good comp. I agree with you that Garrett Wilson needs to be ahead in Dynasty. But I also think, like, they're both really good, and Olave could outperform Garrett Wilson next year, like, no problem. You know,
just like stuff that bounces around. Could outperform AJ Brown.
Yeah, I mean, Garrett Wilson's going to go before Olave, I think, pretty confidently.
I'm going to have a lot of Olave then too. Good. Olave, I think Olave's like, I mean, if he gets a quarterback upgrade, he's a. The
question with him is
Olave's. Yeah.
Is he that good? Is he like elite? Or is he in that mass of receivers? Like, is he going to settle in as like a Terry McLaurin, a DK Metcalf type producer, which is good, but maybe not great? I don't know if he's just really good or elite yet.
But isn't that kind of a small miss, big win type of profile? If you're getting him,
sure.
You know, like, it's like, the guys you mentioned are like have been staples of the 4th round, 3rd and 4th round for years. Yeah, so it's like if he's just McLaurin, I think we survive it. If he's a superstar, he's the guy you need.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is, by the way, I'm just like, you can totally fade me. This is just my personal read on it. Is sort of what I'm saying. But I think there's cases to be made that Olave is better than I think he is, basically. Already.
I mean, I wasn't.
My level of confidence is what I'm saying.
I wasn't that in on Olave as a prospect, really. You know, there's like he got outproduced not just by Wilson, but I mean, I think Jackson Smith and Jigba looked like a better prospect when Olave was there. I'm gonna be in on him, I assume. I know he didn't really play this year, but yeah, I mean, Olave, like, I don't know, I just had trouble getting excited about him, but like everything that he's shown so far has been like super impressive, and he's got that profile where it's like he's a downfield receiver, deep threat, not just downfield, deep threat receiver who's earning alpha volume. Like that, there's a lot of upside with that profile.
He has, outside of week 1, he has 1 week under 20% target share. Like, that's pretty wild.
His first 3 targets
for a guy like with that ADOT. I mean,
yeah, his first 3 targets kicked up after week 1. He had because I was thinking like, oh, is he basically just a function of, Michael Thomas being out, Jarvis Landry being out? They got like 1 week of him under their belt, and they were like, "Oh shit! Like, this dude, we need to start." You're muted, dude.
Where's that noise coming from?
I think that's Leone typing or something.
Dude, I was having some problem with my mic before, so I wonder if it's my desk like just shaking mildly.
That's exactly what it is. As you move around more. First time on a podcast? Jeez.
Josh had a good comment. Oh, because it's whatever the mic is clipped to, it's the vibration traveling through that arm you got there.
Yeah, it must have gotten loose somehow though, because I wasn't having this problem before. I need professional help. I need someone to just come in.
I need professional help. We got to clip that. That's
yeah.
that's
Need professional help.
Oh man, Josh planning on having 2 5th-round picks.
So yeah, I saw this and I was like, Jameson Williams 7th. He's saying, where do you guys think Jameson Williams goes? That's a great one.
That's aggressive for Jameson Williams, I think.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Well, it's so hard to tell without like actually plotting out all the names. And
Jared Goff's deep threat with a team that has a clear number 1. And I mean, I assume he's going to be like an every route guy next year. I think that's a safe assumption, but like, I don't know. I know he's fast and good, but isn't it kind of like, aren't you getting like Aiyuk this year?
I mean,
well, who knows? Unless he's just like super, super good. Like he could be better than Aiyuk, right? Like, wasn't he a better prospect?
Right. He was a really good
he was a better prospect than Aiyuk, yeah.
He's ran like 20 routes and he has one long TD and was wide open for another one this past week, and Goff threw it. Like he already looks really good.
Does my sound better now?
Yeah. Not hearing that.
Just keeping my hands off the desk.
Sky Moore in the 7th is okay, but Jameson Williams in the 7th is bad. We have jumped the shark. Hey man, Patrick Mahomes, ever heard of him?
Might be right.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Evan has a point.
I think Sky Moore in the 7th was fine, and I want Jameson Williams even higher. That's where I'm at.
I think the one London in the 5th. What do you guys think of that?
I think
that seems good.
High.
You think it's too high?
Too hot, too early, you mean? Or
yeah, too high, I said. A little bit. I mean,
London seems great there. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably fine. It's probably not like super, super high.
He was like arguably the top guy in Dynasty rookie drafts, and he's immediately commanded awesome target shares. I think it's probably pretty good. I think it's been spurned by Atlanta though, so I understand.
I'm pretty spurned by Atlanta too. I think I think
depends who the coach and quarterback.
By the late 5th, I think I'm going to be in for sure. I don't know if I'm reaching to secure him. Oh, what about Burks in the 6th? That feels right.
Yeah, I mean,
I
think
this
is going to depend. Like these guys might have different quarterbacks,
right?
And so
but,
much.
Okay, so in a vacuum, or say that their situations are the exact same, would you take London or Burks going into next year right now, expecting health? I mean, I feel like we just saw London play a lot more, but London, like other than
I think it's pretty easy Burks right now. If it's the same situation.
Are you talking about Malik Willis or Ryan Tannehill?
I'm talking about
Tannehill. I mean, they would never willingly play Willis over Tannehill.
I mean, if it's Tanny, I don't know. I
mean, Pitts is coming back. Like it's just better target competition and
we don't probably
easier target competition, better quarterback.
Blow up their ADPs in December. We can wait until at least like June this year, maybe. I mean,
Wait, what about Christian Watson?
Yeah, Watson's a real dude. That one could go so many different directions. Dink and I super reluctantly in an FFPC Dynasty League we're in, where we kind of tanked the first year. It was a startup. We had Jamal Williams, and we're like, we got to get someone to bite on Jamal Williams. But it's a pretty sharp league, so we couldn't get anything. We finally reluctantly accepted this Christian Watson offer after it sat for 3 days. And then 3 weeks later, we're like, we're so smart. Look at us.
Dude, I had in that auction league we're in,
Watson's going to go high.
Davis tried to get me to trade. I mean, he was just like, yo, you want to trade up here to the 109 or 110 or something? And I did a mega tank in this league, so I've got 1 million picks, wasted a bunch of them getting Sky Moore, So I was like, yeah, maybe I should just throw a couple more picks around. I literally had too many picks. I didn't have enough roster spots for all my picks, so I had to wheel and deal. And I was like, I'm just going to sit tight and take Christian Watson, which looked at one point, I was like, I could have had Pickens. And then a couple of weeks ago, I was like, thank God I don't.
Dude, yeah, I mean, that he's like the type of guy you want with Rodgers,
yeah.
But it's weird. It's obviously he hasn't had the same volume as these other guys, but in a way, I'm glad he broke out because I was very anti Allen Lazard, and I think Allen Lazard might have actually had a much better year than I thought. Not that Watson is stealing a ton of volume; he's just been absurdly efficient on it. But
Christian Watson right now is second in the NFL Rookie of the Year odds.
Wow,
he has 29.
Who's first, Garrett?
Yeah, Garrett's actually minus odds now.
There was this huge opportunity like 2 weeks ago when Kenneth Walker first got hurt, and he was like still the favorite for some reason, and Garrett Wilson was like plus 250.
But shout out Dalton Cates. We hit all that at Stealing Lunch. We have long shot tickets on everyone but Damian Pierce, who is now pretty much
he's out.
Running. Garrett Wilson we got early in the offseason, and Walker as well. But got some exposure to and Christian Watson's the other guy we don't have. Got some exposure to Olave at one point. Even took Brock Purdy at 200-1. Dalton and I were chatting about that. And he's now 5th in odds. So we're like, dude, if he wins out, like 200-1 was too long at that point when he had become the starter. If he wins out, there's a shot he could win it because it's.
I don't know if there's a shot.
You would need the other favorites to all basically completely fall apart. You need like Wilson to fall apart. It was open enough though.
It seems like pretty good odds.
Yeah, 200-1. Like he's now 12-1.
What were the limits on that?
I don't know. We did it for a fraction of a unit in our.
Mm-hmm.
A historical anomaly is pointing out Sharks a free agent, which I wasn't thinking about with Jameson Williams. So I think I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, if we're drafting Jameson Williams, do we really care about DJ Chark that much?
Yeah, probably not. Although, why is
it's better to have him gone. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Are they just easing him in with the health? He's running like 6 routes a game. It's so weird.
I mean, he's a rookie, a team that's in the playoff hunt that they're probably not just going to throw him in there to play a shit ton. I assume it's just going to go up, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
I thought it would too quicker. I mean, it's been slow for 3 weeks.
I guess I'm not that surprised. I mean.
Yeah, I guess if it was week 3, we wouldn't care.
I mean, they took him in the top 10. You say he's a rookie. They took him in the top 10.
Yeah, right? But he's been hurt. He's been out. Like, it's not like.
Yeah, but still, like.
Yeah,
and
towards
like,
ACL late.
They're rolling too. Like, I mean, they're not just going to all of a sudden throw this guy out there for 50% of the snaps.
He can make that better. Like, you can.
I know this is sometimes we oversimplify, and there's like actual football reasons that like these guys.
Well, the other thing is like we don't have to decide this now.
I'm not saying he needs to be out there for 80% of the routes. I do agree with you that there's like a lot of situational stuff and a lot of stuff he might not know. The fact that they've only gotten to like, what is it? Well, it was 13 snaps last week. It was 13 the week before. It was 8 in the first game. Like through 3 games, I would have thought he got into like the 25 snap range or something. You know, like 40% of the snaps.
Yeah, he might get up to 40. I bet I bet that'd be like the ceiling of where he gets this year.
Yeah, it might be.
I mean, like Amon-Ra's playing pretty much every snap. DJ Chark's been good. Like Reynolds hasn't been bad. Like he's gonna get opportunities though in the snaps that he does play. Like he's gonna get really high leverage opportunities.
Josh Reynolds hasn't been bad, but like he's obviously not gonna bring to your offense what Jameson Williams can bring to your offense.
Right now, it's not like he can do that every play. What he's been doing, I don't know. I think
no, I'm not saying that. I'm just like he's a threat.
I don't think it's that simple, but.
So we're apparently going to ruin Jackson Smith and Jigba. The chat has decided while you guys were arguing about which promising young player we're going to ruin. I tend to dive in at the end of the season, like really heavy into the prospects. I will say, so I know Bijan Robinson's obviously like the top running back, but like this Alabama kid, holy crap! I was watching some of him today. You guys, Jahmyr Gibbs.
I don't know anything.
Let's monetize this thing. I mean, you're familiar with Bijan though, right?
All I know is that Bijan is supposed to be like clearing away you want the number 1 pick so that you can take him.
He looks really good. He looks kind of I'll tell you after I show you guys, but I'll pull up Bijan.
The other thing
let's watch some fun.
That seems like it's been crazy is the Jackson Smith in Jigba, like end of last year, it seemed like he would be the clear 101, and then hasn't he had like a really, really bad year, and it's like super odd.
Hurt.
Like,
yeah, I haven't followed super closely, but he basically hasn't played.
Yeah, I guess
I don't care. I don't care.
I just know it's been very odd for a guy that seemed like was going to be like the clear 101 in dynasty drafts, and now it's like
I thought he started. I mean, I don't know, but I thought he started
at a year younger than Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. He was like the most promising guy on the team.
Yeah, so
right.
He's only played in 3 games, but he did go 2 catches for 3 yards against Notre Dame, 2 catches for 33 against Toledo, and then he played 1 more game after that.
Got it. So yeah, he had 3 really shitty games and got hurt.
It's the Jamar Chase thing though. Like, we got new information. Remember, like with Chase, it's like, oh, I didn't play, but we got new information. The information was Justin Jefferson is a superstar, and he was better than Justin Jefferson. So like, then I mean, the fact that Olave and Garrett Wilson look like potentially the top 2 wide receivers in this previous class.
This is one where I'm kind of on Leone's side. I don't think
I'm not really on his side. I'm just saying the narrative, what I've heard from afar, is that it's been a strange outcome for a guy that's going to go at the very top of drafts. Like, I basically just average what you guys say, Amico says, and JJ says when I actually do my drafts.
Well, I mean, if it affects his draft position, everyone who does this stuff will adjust the rankings, substantially. But if he's a first-round pick, I don't care.
It's not as simple as that on the Jameson thing. I was trying to steal that, but I think it's probably not as simple as he outproduced those guys.
I guess like you.
I mean, I think it is like, if he gets drafted like he's a star.
If he gets drafted,
well, if he gets drafted like he's a star, but it's like the I mean, he was going to be like when I was talking to Davis. Now Davis clearly prone to hyperbole at times, but it was basically like you wanted the 101 so you could draft this guy. So that's like the context I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so much of what we know about, like, even with Olave, right? Olave's a 4-year guy, but like he was very productive earlier in his career. He tailed off as a senior, which I thought was pretty concerning. But like, again, he tails off as a senior because Jackson Smith and Jigba is emerging. Like the puzzle is telling us something here. Like, and then Olave's really good. Like,
what about that puzzle with Terrace fucking Marshall?
Well, Marshall didn't emerge until everybody left.
I thought, yeah, I guess wasn't he like good, and then
he was good, but he didn't stand out, and then
we were like, oh, well, Jefferson and Chase were amazing, so we can't fault him.
We can't hold that against him, but this isn't holding something against Jackson. I think he was the best guy there.
Yeah, it's different.
He's the Jamar Chase in this. I mean, maybe he's the Sammy Watkins.
Are you going to show us film? Did you say?
Yes.
I wanted
to argue about this first.
Yeah.
Shout out to Just Bomb, who will probably demonetize us, but whatever. Still the best. I love this one. I never skip the open. I once found this song. It's hard to find.
Sanders is not that. Keelan Robinson in motion. Carry to Bijan Robinson. How's he do it? That's Houdini.
Great touchdown.
Slipping, sliding, and finding 6.
Another good point on Jameson here.
He disappeared, and then he reappeared, and he reappeared again.
Sanders in motion. Robinson.
Can't believe you guys are making me watch film.
I just wanted to see a couple clips.
That was pretty cool.
That showed us a 30-second intro.
I'll never skip the intro.
It'll be Robinson, and he finds a running lane. What a sweet move.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like all running back college clips looks like this to me.
He's got some sweet moves. I'm worried about the long speed though. Like, he doesn't look like he's like a 4.4 dude to me. I'm not terrified about it, but.
It's Robinson stepping through a tackle. Bijan Robinson on the
right?
pedal. And in.
Who's gonna be the first one to make a Dijon Mostert, like smooth, like Dijon Mostert thing?
You just did it, bud. It's
you. I'm saying, I'm calling that someone's.
It's happening right now.
Back to Robinson. What a Bijan. Robinson, second level, one man to beat. He trips up. He does it again.
All right, let me show you this Alabama guy because this is. I mean, Bijan looks amazing, but
Robinson.
This other dude.
He seems light on his feet. He cuts. He hits the hole well.
He runs up. He runs up the middle well. He's going to get a bunch of carries. He's got, I think, enough burst to do something with it. He feels like workhorsey to me, Saquonish. All right, guys.
I do feel like these backs that are like efficient 2-downers that used to be so overvalued are like a lot better now.
Well, he's not a 2-downer. He's like he has a better receiving profile, I think, than like Breece Hall. Like he's more of like I think he's more of a Saquon. Like he should have no problem being like a every down, 3-down work. He's like Najee.
I guess I meant generically though, like just like the scope of the running back position.
Yeah. This guy, he's got this. All right,
Junior from Dalton, Georgia.
I'm sure. Like, I imagine he's like this. I don't watch that much college football, so this has got to be like a pretty talked about guy, right?
Dude, you have the wrong person in here. If you want to talk college football, you brought the wrong guest on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the right guy either.
I love the prospect stuff, but not because I watch college football.
Shouldn't say that because somebody
that's what I'm like.
injury. Try to get him over there in the corner.
Right, what's going on?
They're setting up the narrative here, Pat. Shakes off an injury.
Woo. Pretty good move.
That move in freeze frame. It's so choppy.
That's not choppy.
No, the
video is choppy, not him.
No, it's not choppy for me.
Oh, it's not choppy for you?
Yeah,
no, of course not. It's my internet. The problem.
It's choppy. It's choppy.
We're watching film.
I feel like we need to put the seizure warning on. Like,
oh my God, he just walked 5 yards upfield. He's so good.
All right,
get it? See, he's got that warp move, dude. He's got that warp move.
He does have that, like.
Gives it the Kamara compilation. That's who came to mind for me, Kamara.
Yeah, he looks to me too. Should we do some drafts?
Yeah, let's do some drafts. Yeah,
let's just draft. This is the most important. That's all anybody tuned in for.
But anyway, Gibbs is a top prospect. Gibbs is top 3 running back this class. He's looking to me like it's early, but he looks like one of the best like clear cut second running backs in a class that we might have had in a while. I'm getting excited about it. Not, Bijan I think will be the top guy, but pretty sweet one.
Did you even send a tweet out for this show? I was looking to retweet it.
Yeah, I did. I forgot to tag you in it, but it's out there, bud.
I don't see it on
on ship chasing.
No, I didn't do it from ship chasing. Did it from mine.
Oh my God. Okay, this is worse than your thumbnails. This level of professionalism.
Is there a thumbnail? Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
All right, let's do a gauntlet. Gauntlet's the same as the Mitten, right? It's the exact same structure.
Oh,
it's not. Pictures. These are pictures I gave repeat like years
Gauntlet's ago. 1 out of 6 advanced, Mitten's 2 out of 6. That's like a very big difference.
Gauntlet's 1 out of 6 advanced in the first round, and Mitten's 2 out of 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like the least amount of effort you put into a thumbnail. I love it.
It was less than last.
You had one with Bime for that I thought was like, okay, we're getting somewhere.
I was busier this week.
And it should. Are we in a gauntlet or a Mitten?
We're in a gauntlet.
Fuck, love it. Love it, love it, love it. I can bring up Herzig's article here.
What's Herzig say?
Win the whole thing. No, just kind of reverse engineering the draft, but then like it's so like the whole thing's a balance between having guys in the Super Bowl where the money matters the most, but like actually giving yourself a chance to get there, which everybody knows that's the balance. But
yeah. And then with that in mind, is there any
there's so
recommendations that he makes? Or
I think what's hot. Well, what's hard is like some of the teams that were real undervalued, but like, okay, so the Jaguars right now are about 50% to win the division, right? Like no one's gonna take them. You could get them super late. So just kind of like if you take the 1 seed on the one side of the conference, there's some good value you can get. And it's better to take like the core players on a team that you might not think is going to make a run, like instead of overvaluing like your personal thought and how deep a team is going to make a playoff run. It's better to just be able to grab the right players.
So we're up to Hurts is good. Kelsey, Diggs, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah. I mean, Hurts seems good. Diggs. I like with CMC there. I'd probably go Kelsey.
Oh, sorry, man. Okay. I don't have Pete's nimble fingers. Wow, Kelsey, that's a wild switch at the end there.
Okay.
I like the Eagles.
Well,
I think the Eagles can get there.
Yeah, the Hurts one's just weird because you for sure don't have round 1, right? Like you got to cover round 1 in the AFC. You're like, and now coming back in round 2, we kind of like we really have to hope AJ Brown comes back to us. So we'll just have to take some chances on the AFC side, which is fine. We can do that. But I think all our premium picks have to be to make sure we get the Eagles guys.
Well, Brown just went.
Yeah. That's not ideal.
So Kelsey Brown is potentially like a devastating start, right? Do you want to do Jamar Chase on the AFC side?
We should get Miles Sanders and Devonta Smith with these next 2 picks.
That's kind of what I was thinking. We need to go Sanders and Devonta. But we could do Chase. I don't know, but can we? Oh, that's tough.
Chase is really good at football, but I don't know.
Chase is really good, guys. Have you thought
about
that?
We could take Chase and risk. But the problem is we're not gonna be able to stack Cincinnati with Philly. Like the ADPs are all too early.
We're already fucked. But it's okay. We'll take Kenneth Gainwell.
No, that's fine. But we need to try and go Sanders, Devonta Smith next 2, but I don't think we're gonna get it.
We're not going to.
We're not gonna get it, no.
We should get one of them.
We should get one of them.
Okay, can you put in order Sanders, Devonta,
Higgins, Goddard.
We're also going to need an AFC quarterback from a different team. I'm assuming we have no chance at Burrow, right?
So we can get Sanders or Devonta. We have our choice.
God. Should we just take Burrow? Just switch this bad boy up?
We can't really switch it up because we have Hurts. It's not like we have AJ Brown.
Yeah, but could we like try and middle it and like still get a Philly guy? I'm just throwing it out there.
What do you want to do, Ben?
That's probably bad.
I'm not paying attention.
Sanders or Smith or Burrow?
I would take Devonta or Burrow. Burrow's fine.
All right, we got Devonta.
I wasn't paying any attention.
God damn it. Why are you not paying attention? We're doing a draft on a stream. How much more stimulus do you need than your live
Honest to God, I thought there was a 2% chance you two would care what I had to say there. Usually you guys are just like, fuck off, man, and then you guys pick.
Let's fire a draft. All right, I'm going to fucking write an email. What were you doing? Fucking clickety-clacking.
Everybody calm down.
I was pretty sure you guys would have it figured out.
We didn't.
I need my input.
Well, we were torn on what to do, Ben.
We were in a weird spot, and now we're in just a shitty spot. Let's take T.
Can we go T? We're okay.
Yeah, let's take T. We're okay. We're going to figure this out.
We got Devontae.
Okay. We need a second AFC team where we can get a quarterback, though. And we got to get Goddard.
Yeah, that team's Baltimore or
Baltimore is
LA.
Such a good value.
Our team's stacked. We didn't need a second QB. Devonta Smith was the right pick. Was he not?
Well, it was just a little bit of a strange spot where we could have kind of like switched, but we made the right pick. We made the right pick.
I think
Devontae Smith's the right pick because he's directly correlated with Hurts.
Hurts is getting a bye. We have to take another quarterback.
We're going to have to take another quarterback eventually.
But it doesn't have to be there. That's a lot today.
It does not have to be there.
That's a good point. We could just drop one in at the end. Little Geno Smith action at the end.
There's lots of guys you can pick.
Yeah, can we do like there's like probably like Tua Waddle stuff. Yeah, Chargers stuff's really good. I mean, Chargers, Dolphins is Ravens, right? Those are the three teams we're kind of hoping for. We could do a like can you throw P Ryan on the queue?
I was just gonna say I really think P Ryan has to be on this team, like towards the end. I really like adding. I mean, like he's a backup running back that could.
We're probably gonna have to take 2 AFC running backs if we're gonna split it. I think we should take Goddard and get our double stack because we're not gonna get any other Philly players, right?
I think Goddard makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, love it.
Okay.
They're going to be pass first. Pat's been writing about it all year. They want to be a pass first team.
Like Eckler would. Is Herbert available? Can you go to the quarterbacks?
No, he got taken.
So that makes Eckler a little less interesting.
Henry?
I don't know. I think maybe we should start building a Baltimore stack.
Baltimore, yeah. Okay.
We'll get Lamar, Dobbins, Andrews on there.
I think Andrews might have gone.
No, he was.
No, he's there. He's there.
He's there.
All right.
Throw Dobbs. This is where I don't know like how valuable a one-off is. Like, should we take Eckler for our first round running? No, because we're gonna need the running back for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we need the running back.
All right, so let's go Lamar.
Yeah.
Let's go Lamar. And we'll bet on Baltimore here as our second team. There would be a point where we just take Eckler and just improve our chances to advance, though.
I agree.
It's 1 out of 6, so like
it's also AFC side, and if you had an Eagle stack with Eckler coming back, like that'd be pretty sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you devastated if you don't have?
Yeah, I guess can you make it 3 AFC teams? Is that too thin? You probably could because you've got Hurts double.
I always think what Pat just said is right, but there's going to be another team out there that has Eagles, Chargers, and has more than just Eckler, and basically has all the pieces you have, but then some for the final round.
Yeah,
perhaps. Yeah, there might
have a sick team, but you're going to have not the best version of that team.
Yeah, it's a tough balancing act for sure because we got to get out though, and we're going to be weak at running back for sure.
It might be the best version of that team though. Like it won't be the best version of that team drafted. But I think it's live to be the best version of that team.
You could also take Eckler as a complete one-off and just hope he gets you through and then hope it's Baltimore or Cincy.
So we can do Andrews as a stacking partner.
Yeah, Andrews feels right to me.
I think that's right.
All right. I think we go Andrews, Dobbins, and then
I think we go Andrews, Eckler, Dobbins. I mean, like I would take Eckler over Dobbins.
How many more picks do we have?
I think I would take Dobbins over Eckler.
Okay.
At this point, I think you're playing for Baltimore to advance to a degree that you want Dobbins. Well, Eckler went.
Eckler went.
You want Dobbins to play to like Eckler's level, basically. I mean, right? Like
we don't want to take Henry because they're 50-50 to even make the playoffs. Like
right. What are the Chargers are like 75% or something, right?
Yeah, 538 has 82%. So there's sometimes a little.
And Baltimore's even higher. Correct.
Baltimore's
basically
higher.
Yeah.
They're basically. Although it'd be.
I feel like they've had a worse season than they have. They're not doing that bad.
All right, so we can get Dobbins.
Let's take Dobbins. Okay, so we've got
2 more picks.
Goddard, Devonta, Lamar, Dobbs. We actually have a pretty good round 1 team. The hard part is do we take P Ryan? I think probably. But we could take him like pretty late.
Or what? An Eagles running back? We got to take another running back.
I guess there's Gainwell.
We could do one of the Tampa Bay guys.
Is there any? Should we take Quez?
We could do Quez.
Catches a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
I'm happy to tackle on Quez.
So like Quez, P Ryan probably just to get our stacks. Like there's nobody else on Baltimore, right? I guess Gus Edwards if you doubled it, but that P Ryan at least gives us a live running back if it's Baltimore or Cincinnati, right? You know what I mean?
I like that angle too.
All right, let's do P Ryan. He just got the higher ADP of the two.
We could also take a third back. We could take Gainwell instead of Quez after P Ryan. I think P Ryan. Leone,
I think Quez is better pick than Gainwell because if it's not Cincinnati or Baltimore, we've already lost. So we should have a running back.
Okay.
But we'd only have one, to your point. Like if it was Cincinnati, it'd be Gainwell versus
P. Ryan.
Which I don't know. I'm probably up in the air on that.
And you can flex a running back too.
Yeah. I don't care.
I think Quez. I think you just
we
built this through the Hurts going off.
Quez is also like a little bit of differentiation. Like if somehow P. Ryan and Quez both have good games, we're probably going to be the only team that has both of them.
Right.
Not the only team, but very
Baltimore
very
and Baltimore and Cincy are unlikely to play each other in round 1, so that's very good. And then they would not play each other in round 2 either.
That's pretty sweet then.
So let's pretend like we knew that
clean.
prior. Quez or Gainwell? I honestly am not sure what the
I'm doing Quez
thing is.
You get the running back tie, but like Gainwell, I don't know, man. Gainwell hasn't done anything.
I mean, hopefully it's Baltimore, anyways, and then we got Dobbins instead of P. Ryan. Like hopefully it's Baltimore. Have you done any teams? I guess it's almost impossible where you try to set up like both 1 seeds.
I haven't. I don't think.
Like what happens if it's AFC is obviously not decided, but like let's say it's Philly versus Buffalo in the Super Bowl, and they're both 1 seeds. Like, what would even win that? What would be alive? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Oh, here's the gauntlet. Here we go. How do I wait until it's over? I want to name this.
Are we gonna do another one?
Yeah, we'll do another one.
Nice.
What were you just asking, Leone? What would be a live team on what?
Like, let's say Buffalo keeps the 1 seed, and then it's a Philly Buffalo Super Bowl. Like, what are those teams going to even look like that are still alive in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Like a 3-3. No, like you're not going to get out of the first round without a full team, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have to accept maybe like 2 Philly, 2 Buffalo, and then. Like, what if you did 2 Philly, 2 Buffalo, and then just like a smattering of random players?
It's got to be that. Yeah, it really has to be that. It's got to be the nuts for the Super Bowl. You have the right quarterback of the 2. You have the right running back. You have the right receivers. But then there's other stuff that you got right in the first 2 rounds. It's got to be like a completely uncorrelated, ridiculous lineup.
Okay, we're second here. Okay, Herzig's ranks have Allen Mahomes as like the clear top 2. I think if you do that, you can kind of, we could just roll the dice and assume that whichever quarterback we take is not going to be the 1 seed, and draft.
Easier to do that with the Chiefs, right? So the Chiefs have a 38% of the first round bye per 538. Bills 50.
Yeah, I think regardless though.
You play it like they're not getting the
unless maybe you just get a really good quarterback late,
You can tack on Purdy for free. Like I don't think that's crazy. Is that bad?
I don't think it's bad.
Herzig's in the chat. Send him the link in DMs. Tell him to come hang out.
I can't see. Okay, I'll send it to him.
Yeah, send it to him.
Oh yeah, I have the link too. I'm an idiot. I was thinking,
I was
thinking you had to invite it for some reason because you set it up. It's like that's not.
I sent it to him in our Slack.
Oh, we're on the.
He can explain this to us.
Alan.
I mean, we're taking Alan. Herzig, hurry up and come in here and tell us if we should just go solo.
Come draft our team.
I felt like the vibe I got when I had him on the podcast Monday was that you should maybe just take the 50-50 chance Buffalo does not get the 1 seed.
I've built teams like that.
Yeah,
but I guess I'm sort of on the fence if like that's the way you should do it, or if you should like mix it up.
Yeah, probably.
Purdy being free on the other side and them getting a home game is like, somewhat appealing to me.
Yeah,
and you can get you can always tack on an Aiyuk or whatever. Like those dudes are cheap.
Okay, so.
JM says he's in the 1 spot. I think Buffalo gets the 1, so I'm always taking Chiefs over Bills.
Is Herzig in the waiting room yet or no?
Is it? No,
I don't
he's
know.
not.
Okay, because I sent it to him right now.
Sterling's putting a fucking shirt on right now. He's like, Jesus. He's out
Man,
here.
Buffalo's a little bit weird. Oh, here he is.
There he is.
Come to save us.
What's up, buddy? What do we do?
What are you drafting Allen teams as if they don't get the 1 seed? Or
Herzig takes
Wait, Herzig's in this draft. He can't tell us. This is literal collusion.
kidding me?
I'm right
What's the
next
point
to
of
you
being here
guys.
if you're not going to tell us what to do?
Jesus.
No, this is perfect. I'm going to draft my team, and my team has going to have nothing to do with yours, and that's going to be perfect, and that's how all these drafts should work.
I can't deal with you winning it while we're on stream together if you're on a different team.
Pat, let's
I
go.
thought you were
Oh,
taking
shit. If
the
AJ
wheel
Brown
and
didn't go, I was going to say let's go for like the.
Oh, I was 100% on board. Now we could still do that with Sanders.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's
What
worth
do you want
it
to do?
now.
Do you want to do Pollard? What do you want to do?
I could do Pollard, do a little Dallas action. Dallas is
Help us get through. Ben, are you paying attention or?
I'm. No.
The problem is like
yeah, I know you're not.
Where do we go? Can we go Pollard, CD?
CD's already gone.
CD
You
gone.
got Pollard.
CD goes early.
Fuck. Maybe we shouldn't have taken Pollard. God damn it.
The
I thought
challenge with
Herzig
that
was
as well is
drafting
you're
his team
going
for us. I'm lost at this point.
Oh man, we're gonna have to take Pollard, Zeke. God damn it.
Yeah. See, isn't Pollard a little overpriced here? I love Pollard, but like,
All right, we're on the clock.
I feel like Dallas is that sneaky.
I don't know. We already
team
fucked up
that's
the draft.
actually gonna
I got
make
nothing.
We didn't
for you.
already fuck it up. We have to. Gabe, do you want to get Gabe for the stack?
I mean, Gabe or I guess Gabe. I guess take Gabe.
Might as well
I
just
think-
take Khalil Shakir at this point.
Fuck off.
Let's take Gabe because Singletary or Zeke could fall for a second running back. Herzig, will you ever just play 2 teams?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Like if we play Buffalo non-1 seed, we could try and do all Dallas Buffalo.
The
I don't know if there's
challenge
enough
there
quality
was like,
players though.
right, and a lot of those other, I mean, like Diggs, Lamb, and are already gone from yours.
Great. We're stacking the
You
Super
need the
Bowl
good
without
players
the
from those
top
two teams.
receivers.
You can't
from
do it
both.
through the fucking backups.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah,
so.
but there's
The
not
one,
going to be any teams with maybe there's an argument against going 2, but like what? There's not going to be like an Allen, CD, Diggs team. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, but there might be one with 1.
you can get Allen, CD, Pollard. Like that's definitely possible.
That I should have looked to see if CD was. I don't know. All right, it doesn't matter. What it is, and we're gonna turn this into a winner.
It is what it is. Became what it is. What it is.
Is Singletary there?
Yep.
I don't want to take Singletary over Zeke, right? We could just maintain flexibility on the NFC side. We could kind of take our L and just have Pollard.
But would you want to do?
You can take them both.
We could also go. I was
Yeah,
going to suggest Cook maybe. It's another NFC.
That's probably who we should have taken already. No, because they went Jeffers. God, I kind of think we should go.
What's this
Try
Herzig
and
guy
do
built?
both.
All right, so I'll talk through mine real quick. I've got the Eagles, the top 3, which means I need to hammer guys who are going to, because this is the gauntlet, right? Yeah. So I need to like hammer guys that are going to be high scoring in that first round. One of my favorite stacks is going Eagles early and then stacking with Chargers and Ravens, because the only reason the Chargers are still so cheap is because there was a lag from when they weren't guaranteed to make the playoffs. But like, there's no reason Keenan Allen, Mike Williams should be in the 40s, 50s, and Eckler 20. Yeah.
I think we should go Zeke or Singletary.
What do you think, Ben?
Singletary, if those would be.
Yeah, Ben, just give me what's not Zeke.
We already have Pollard. We're like, there's some leverage to like Zeke might get hurt or something.
Yeah,
we're just playing
I'm
Dallas,
looking at
but we're
Singletary.
just betting on Dallas, dude.
Yeah, but we're betting on Pollard being elite. To advance,
I don't know
scoring
if
a
we
lot
are.
of points. We need him to score points.
So
I'm not
if
saying you
have-
can't stack them. I'm just saying to tie break, I would not stack them.
If you have both Dallas running backs, though, that's leverage off CeeDee Lamb as well. Like, and leverage off Dak, which come Super Bowl, you're going to go with the Josh Allen side of things. You're not going to go with the Dak or the CeeDee Lamb. So it makes sense to have both running backs.
Yeah.
Are you guys down to take?
I think we
be
should
a 3
take-
running back build.
Yeah, I think we should be getting all the Buffalo Dallas players that are actually viable right now.
Okay.
And then figuring
So
out
not
the
Zeke.
rest.
Who are the ones that are viable?
So Knox, Schultz, Gallup. Ben's here for the jokes. He gets to tune out with 2 seconds left when he wants to.
Ben, your comic timing is pretty good for a guy who's not paying any fucking attention.
Herzig, did you like our Cincinnati, Baltimore, Philly stack?
I joined like halfway through that. I think I jumped in right at where you were asking, should you do 3 teams from the same conference? And that's when I was like, no. And I should text Leone and see if he wants me to come on because
we're fucking it all up.
So you would never do like 2-2. Yeah, once I did the math because then you're short a player in the Super Bowl.
Just not worth it. I mean, I think it was Pat who said it right after. He's like, there's teams that are gonna have that combo, but like better and probably 1 or 2 other pieces.
Yeah. We got there eventually.
Yeah. I think the 2-1 seed combo is extremely interesting for gauntlets because it's so hard to get out of the first round that like you're not going to have anyone with them. I think the only way those do is like the 2-1s is what I have where like, okay, I've got 3 Eagles and I may end up with only 3 or 4 in the Super Bowl. But like, yeah, those are just going to be wastelands. And the Mitten, I think that's when you can go with like 6 from the same 1 seeds.
I don't think we can draft Cook. We can't take a 4th running back.
We can't take Cook, yeah.
I guess we could. I don't know. Schultz, Gallup's gone. I think it's just Schultz. I don't think I'd fuck around with these.
You can't do Brown. You had a hell of a game.
I guess you could do Brown.
So this is we're just fully on Buffalo and Dallas, but none of the good players for their team.
None of the good ones.
No Diggs, no Lamb.
So what do you want to do here? Are we going McKenzie or Knox or Schultz?
What's the? I would just play the ADP game.
McKenzie's the highest.
I would do that then.
But that might be. I don't know. His routes were down with Cole Beasley back.
All right. Well,
let's go Knox and get some touchdowns.
What, Justin? Where in a team like this would you just do a complete one-off to try and get you through?
I mean, so you're basically counting on the Bills to not get the bye, and from that perspective, right? Like it's not worth.
I mean, we're dead. We're dead at this point if the Bills get the bye.
Yeah,
we've been dead.
I would keep an eye on the one-off wide receivers at the end, and maybe even go with like a Godwin Evans because it gives you a backdoor Buffalo Tampa Super Bowl. And those 2 wide receivers go very late, and you need the one-off wide receivers for this team.
Yeah. I do Schultz or McKenzie here. I don't really care the order.
Let's do McKenzie. He's got the higher ADP slightly.
So I would go Schultz because someone else has Dak. So someone's more likely to take the Schultz aspect where you have Josh Allen. So someone's less likely to
that's
have
a good
McKenzie.
point.
That's a good point.
So look at that game theory.
I've done a couple of these.
How many have you drafted so far?
I've got a better question. Of the number you drafted, have any of them been worse than what we're constructing over here on the right?
Oh, so much worse.
Ben keeps checking out after our second pick.
You took Zeke. What do you want me to do? Pay attention.
That was not our second pick.
Dude,
you just knew that we would take Zeke later, so you checked out.
Exactly. As soon as he took Pollard, it was all over.
Yeah.
Isn't Zeke scoring like 15 points a week?
Oh,
he's fine.
He's like the Daniel Jones. Like if you need 12, he gives you 12. If you need 12 from Zeke, you get 12. If you need 20, you get 12.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we may be in a position where we need 12.
I do not love somebody like look at TTP's team. I don't just kind of random and just stolen Mike Williams. I don't know.
It's like weird. It's like everyone.
I do enjoy tilting the teams that just build bad. Like that's our team.
The worst is though, like there's so much better to advance out of the first round and then just be dead while your team is like stacked for the Super Bowl, but they're just like, I'm going to take my min cash.
It's like they've managed to make everyone less EV, which seems impossible.
Yes.
But it is actually possible because of how this is constructed.
100%. And the most like it's not collusion. If you have like everyone in the draft is literally drafting for their own team, but the smarter your draft mates are, the better you're actually going to end up. Like, yeah, only one of you is going to advance, but whoever does, you expect to actually have like a live team for the Super Bowl.
Right.
Or theoretically.
Okay. So I think we should take McKenzie. I don't think we should roll the dice, but then I think we could try the Godwin thing that Herzig was talking about. The Godwin Evans.
I think that's the move. Yeah. Let's get McKenzie.
This is kind of interesting. The one-offs here, both Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, just kind of falling. Like both of those could very much get you out of the first round.
That's where if we
it's all right, we have Zeke.
We're covered.
Not for you guys. Yeah, just in general.
We're gonna get our 12 points from Zeke. We don't need good players.
And what would you have done?
I mean, I'm having a good
We already took Singletary, so we got the ADP value that you wanted. I think Godwin, right, over Evans?
Yes.
Especially like if they make a run, it's going through Godwin, I think.
We like Godwin more and the ADP's higher.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
Leone, I gave a little sort of nod to you on Evans this week in stealing signals in that. Dude, I think he actually has had a really good year. He hasn't hit on a lot of stuff, but you were telling me some in the offseason that I was too low on him. And I mean, I think he has looked fine for the most part. It's just not really run hot.
Yeah, he's had a couple long touchdowns not count that or dropped that. Those are just very
so bad.
That drop one was brutal. I mean, he hasn't scored a TD since week 4. Holy shit! I didn't even realize that. That's
I mean, you're drafting him to score touchdowns, so it really has not worked out very well. But I appreciate it nonetheless. His role has been fine. It's been fine.
Yeah,
the team has sucked.
Pat, I got a playoff best ball question for you. In the past week, has your CMC stance changed? Because I know you guys did a draft on this like a week or so ago, and I believe you guys were saying CMC was the most overrated pick.
Yeah, no, I don't think that. I don't think it's the most overrated pick.
I was not on that show,
so it has.
I don't own that. Whoever said that, I was not there.
I don't think I was championing that.
You were not. You were not.
Yeah.
Who was championing it?
I don't remember.
Was it? We don't need to throw under buses.
It was. I'm not sure. Well, was it ship chasing or was it stat chasing?
It might have been stat chasing.
It was stat chasing, then it was Sam, because that's the only person I was on with.
Sorry, Sam.
What am I doing here? What am I doing here? I'm stealing your mic.
Just that we didn't need to throw under the bus.
Wait,
you
Herzig
you
said
motherfucker! You
are you
fucking?
Oh my god! Oh my
I need to make sure that Redmond saw this wasn't collusion.
That was some burrito shit right there.
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
Unfucking believable.
Do we do Noah Brown and get some?
I'm
on Racing Brown. We might as well do.
That was the Godfather fucking stab in the back right there.
Amon-Ra, the Lions make the playoffs. That's how we win. You just won us the fucking money, Herzig, because now we have Amon-Ra.
I hope you advance and I don't because of that Amon-Ra.
I do as well.
All right.
That was amazing. What happened there?
Just take Godwin and Evans at the end, guys.
Muscle memory?
I got to a place where because I went 3 running backs and none of them were Eagles, I thought I had Sanders. So I was like, shit, now I need to grab another wide receiver tight end that is going to score in the first week, and couldn't afford to go with a 46% Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. So you did that intentionally.
We'll remember which this one is.
I mean,
you accidentally clicked.
Within those 3 seconds, there was definitely an intentional decision.
All right, now you got to draft one with us.
Yeah, draft one with us now.
I'm down. Let's go.
All right. Fucking find out that Herzig's in this one too.
Hands are up. Hands are up.
I really want to build. So, Herzig, what would if you were to build a team that was Buffalo, Philly, Super Bowl, with both being the 1 seed? Or would you just say I'm just going to lose if that happens?
I missed your question because I was going to say, do we want to do my secret team and just blow it out so I can't do it anymore?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
What's your secret?
If you're offering.
All right, let's do it. Content's better than actually winning the 100, 200,000, right?
Absolutely. Let's blow
it out. CeeDee Lamb.
I'm definitely changing the name of the episode to
CeeDee Lamb first overall.
It's only going to work for the next couple days.
That's the only way you can get the Dak stack, right?
So You can do it other times too, but it's the best way where you can get the Dak stack that includes CD, Pollard, Dak, Zeke, and then also.
So we're taking Zeke again.
Then it gives you the Chargers and the Ravens.
Dude, Ben just jumped.
Oh, I thought we booted him.
You kicked me off the show.
I know.
That's not how this works.
But I did.
You can't kick me off the show.
I did it like you left.
That's not how content works. That's just lying.
It was lying. I was lying for the bit.
It was
lied to the audience. You thought I stormed off.
Wait, so are we doing this? Are we going CD?
We're doing it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So it's only going to work for the next couple days, because
don't guide us through, because I don't. There's plenty.
I'm assuming we're just going to do Baltimore Chargers with it.
Exactly, and because those are so late, you're getting the strong kind of partners there that I think in a week or even at the end of this next week, those Chargers won't be there. They just keep moving up, and Ravens. I don't know. I think if Lamar.
The game theory on this impeccable. The problem is the Cowboys have to win.
To the Cowboys, man.
If they can't beat Tampa Bay, I mean, good.
Oh, they went super run heavy against the Jaguars, dude. That's like, if you're not going to attack them through the air, you just don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, remind me of my Tennessee Titans futures that were at one point at minus 1,300.
Right,
they're no longer minus 1,300.
Let's queue up Pollard and
Decalac.
Yeah.
All they got to do is win Week 18, Leone. If they win, it's over.
I know.
538.
You think they're going to beat Jacksonville with Malik?
It's the only thing that matters, though. They can lose both games, and Jacksonville can win both, and it still only comes down to that game. So
that was part of the reason for the bet, is it could break as terrible as possible, and you're still live, but doesn't feel.
What'd you get it at?
Doesn't feel great.
I took it like minus 300 at one point when they probably should have been like minus 500, but.
Now, Pat, don't double click these real quick, because we've got one other out as well that we can discuss. Okay. Pollard and Tyreek. If we want to go with that one, we can now get a Dallas Miami with the elite Miami guys, knowing we can get maybe Dak falls to us later. If not, you can still grab Tua, or we can go for the Cowboys stack here and then maybe get Chargers or Ravens.
I mean, I kind of like that. Pollard.
Let's do Pollard Tyreek.
I do too. Yep.
Cool. Sounds like fun.
But yeah, so it's a weird thing with the current ADP, but it allows you that if you go with like that CD Pollard, you can get a lot of flexibility.
The best part about this is we might miss out on Zeke. I mean, it's like
anything that reduces our odds of getting Zeke.
We're not completely dependent on the Cowboys.
If we take Tyreek there, I'm playing with my 538 calculator. Our odds of drafting Zeke have fallen by 40% on that pick.
Gretch is texting Liam, texting Nez, hey, take him, take Zeke, take him.
Come on, man, please. Eric saying CD at 1 is surely unique. Maybe if Herzig doesn't have a piece of that team, it's unique, but it sounds like this is something you're doing a lot of.
Got like 40 of these teams.
But if you think about it, if there's a stack you want that's impossible to get unless you take someone way too early, it makes sense to take the person way too early.
Especially in this type of format, like the ADP is like not going to be that predictive, because it's like who advances, you know?
Right. You're just betting on the Cowboys. If you're assuming the Cowboys are in the Super Bowl, the CD would be number 1 overall.
Yeah, they'd be impossible to get together because everyone would pick them first.
Yeah.
Right. And you're assuming that, hey, there's 6 picks. The first 8 or 9 ADP are going the first round 99% of the time. So if you're just excluding those for some weird scenario where like, hey, you don't need one of those 6, every other team has them, you've got that uniqueness, and now we're getting a stack that most people aren't able to complete. Yeah.
Cue up Zeke, please.
Dak did go. I think
Dak
2 was probably,
Go Tua Waddle here.
I would because we're on a stream, I'd probably go to a Waddle. Normally, I'm going to wait on Tua.
We should be safe. I think probably Tua Waddle makes a lot of sense here.
Tua Waddle. I mean, with Zeke's by ADP,
no,
but like, is anyone really going to take a one-off? If they take a one-off Tua, good
you're
for
right.
them.
Let's do Waddle, Zeke, and if somebody wants to snipe us, screw us, it's fine. But like, theoretically, I'm never going to take 2 in this spot, because why is someone going to draft him when you have Tyreek and Waddle gone?
and his ADP. They'd have to draft him ahead of ADP unstacked.
It would just be a stream thing. Yeah.
For anyone who's watching and is not familiar, doesn't watch a lot, I can't do Underdog in my state, so I get my exposure on these shows. So
and your exposure to Zeke is off the charts.
Exposure to Zeke that is in uncomfortable levels. Like
for you, uncomfortable levels is greater than 0.
It's like 50% of my 4 teams at this point now.
Listen, I have no sympathy for you because the first draft you checked out before pick 2.
Yeah, because I don't do these. I don't know what I'm doing.
This is the only way I can get my exposure. If that was like a real thing, then maybe
that was not what I said. That's not. I mean, this is what my exposure is, but like I can't compete with you guys on the logic on it because I have no experience doing it.
So a little Gretch.
I'm just enjoying.
You needed your help in that spot.
I told you, Devonta Smith, it was the right pick. I stand by it.
Let's check in on some of these other teams. Chess Liam with an unstacked Dak. Oof.
Wow.
Found the rake.
That asshole just wanted.
Did he not see? Did he not see that?
And he's got Buffalo KC. Doesn't Liam know what he's doing?
I would assume so.
In theory, he does, but
this has got to be an auto draft of his.
I mean, I don't think so. Do you come on a draft that you're doing with ship chasing and auto draft?
Well, maybe he's playing Buffalo 1 seed, but he's got to be playing.
KC Buffalo is the ADP. Dak was a little bit of an ADP at that spot. Like, I don't know.
You think it's just straight up auto drafted? But now he's stacking. He's got Gabe and
maybe he started with the auto draft and he's
saving it.
All right, let's get some Cowboys in the queue. Because Dolphins beyond 2, it's kind of just like, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this Mostert Wilson situation?
I think flip a
coin. I mean, I would lean Mostert right now, but didn't he miss practice day or did he just get a rest day?
I think Wilson's better, so I don't mind.
Mostert looked fucking good last week.
They both look good when they're in there and healthy.
Like, good too. True.
All right.
So what's our other team? Are we doing?
So right now it's just Dallas, Miami, and we're gonna have the Miami side. So if anything, we're gonna throw in someone like a Godwin and an Evans. No, I'm kidding. Not them because we're playing Dallas, but
Tua Gallup. I mean, should we just get the Gallup here?
I think Gallup makes sense, right?
I know we're not playing the Dak side, but I still think
who's on our team real quick? Can you scroll down? We have Pollard, Zeke.
Unless you wanted like a hammer round 1 running back.
Barkley would be the only other thought, right? It's an NFC
probably want a
team.
Miami running back late, so I don't know if we should.
Do we?
Yeah.
Dude,
well,
I
kind
think
of
Mostert Wilson. Dude, Mostert Wilson have a really good chance of being in the lineup if this goes.
You would have taken Saquon there, Justin.
So I've been kind of staying away from Mostert Wilson if I have someone like Pollard and Zeke, because just from what that Super Bowl would look like, I'm like, all right, I can only play 2 running backs. Pollard and Zeke, one of those 2 outscoring Wilson and Mostert, and then will the other one fall in the flex?
Dude, I think it's higher probability than you think it is that one of them would fall in the flex.
That's probably, and my just lack of confidence in either scares me a little. When
did we get Waddle on this team too? We have a 2 a double.
Yes.
Oh, that's
we got a 2 a double.
That's a fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that because. I mean, we don't know who's going to be healthy between those 2. That's the question. Like, who's going to be healthy? Yeah. But whoever it is has like some serious upside.
Yeah.
So what are we doing like with the other pick here?
That's the thing with the late NFC. It's all gross.
Oh, no, Schultz is gone.
I mean, you said like you were joking with the Godwin's Evans, but why are you joking?
Because they play Dallas, so we.
Right. You can't do those. Oh, I always forget that.
Yeah, and
I mean,
you're
Barkley's still there.
If Barkley's still there, we take him.
Yeah,
just for the equity of that first round advance, and maybe if and like if the random Giants go on some kind of crazy defensive run, like it's Barkley, and that's all you like. Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, I bet. Oh no, that might be wrong. I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if if you picked the right Miami running back, I don't know if they'd project that much worse.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. If we're already projecting Miami to win too, in the contingent of Miami winning, I actually think Mostert might be a better pick for the.
This might be a 2-4-4-2. I'd go Barkley now and then go Mostert, Wilson later.
Well, we only have 2 other picks after this. So what's the other pick that's
just
not
one
Barkley?
random pass catcher on some
Noah Brown.
Yeah, no.
Let's just take.
Would you take a Giants pass catcher, Richie James or some shit?
If it was, I would do Darius Slayton if I was going to do anyone, but
Go
probably
to-
not.
Should we just take highest scoring pass catcher and then finish the draft with one of Mostert or Wilson?
Well,
Highest scoring is a one-off, or
The one off.
I'd rather have Noah Brown for the Super Bowl
All right. Well, then let's take.
because Dallas.
Mostert
spread
or
so
Wilson?
much. I'd go
Noah
Mostert
Brown.
after last week, but I don't know.
I would take Noah Brown now, so
Yeah, take
that
Noah
Liam
Brown now.
doesn't take
Oh,
Noah
I agree
Brown.
with that.
That's fair. Yeah, I like that.
And then I would probably take Mostert too, just because he's seemingly ahead right now, and like that's the best information we're gonna get. But it's still
It might,
probably-
yeah. And maybe this is not real, but if the Dolphins are winning, I think Mostert's going to get a little more work on the ground and when they're ahead. And this is a team that we expect the Dolphins to go to the Super Bowl, so maybe that favors Mostert more in games they're winning. But that's probably just small.
How
sample
hurt
size.
was Wilson the week before last? Because wasn't he playing through most of that game? Because Mostert played a lot more than him before Wilson was inactive.
I don't know. It just flip flops so much that I like have a hard time reading into any of the games.
That's fair.
Yeah, because I think you were right though, Gretch, because it was Wilson had the first game with the team, had like 45% or whatever. Second game with the team took the lead.
He was
and
ahead.
randomly Mostert took the lead.
Right.
And then we got the injury. Then we
And
got
then-
full Mostert, and now we're this like, yeah.
But Wilson was like mega chalk that one week when he was in and out of the lineup, which I think was
That's
either
when
the third or the
Mostert was
fourth one.
out.
That's when Mostert was out. You're right. Okay. And then Wilson was behind Mostert the following week, but he had already been banged up, right? Or did he
Right.
miss? Yeah, it's been tough to parse.
And then got hurt again, and then missed a week.
Now, there's one tiebreaker here if you really wanted. Jeff Wilson's ADP is 59.3. He is a far more unique player. And come the Super Bowl, if we think it's 50-50 chance, like you go with the Samaje Perine over the Chris Evans.
Do you think it's gonna matter being unique with if it's Miami to Dallas?
I just think it matters being unique in general because like semifinals, you have 4 teams playing. The ones who advance out of those pods probably have a bunch of the players, the 2 teams that win. So like,
So I like that take, but I guess my argument when I was bringing back up, I know it flip flops, but like I think there should be a little gap here where Mostert did then take the job back, and maybe like Mostert wasn't fully healthy for that stretch, but he's been their guy all year. Like he should be higher than Wilson. I don't think it should be. Their ADPs are too close to me.
Yeah,
but I
Getting him at the last
I can
pick
see
might
going
be
for
pretty
Wilson.
unique. Is kind of what you're
disagree?
saying.
But didn't Wilson like come in and like beat out Mostert? And then
That's what
he
it
got
felt
hurt?
like.
the 2 weeks right after he was traded, he got excessive usage for a just trade partner. Like literally out snapped, outran,
Right,
out
vote,
everything.
3 seconds.
Won.
I guess I vote Wilson. I'm gonna go with the unique thing, but
I don't even know who we got.
I
No
think
one knows who we got.
That's
I think
amazing.
if it wasn't for the unique thing, I would have taken Mostert because I think Ben's right. Like we should give him probably the edge based on recent usage, but I don't know if it's like if that edge is like 60-40 or like
Right.
53-47.
Let's see
That's
who
the
we
point
got.
I was making. Is I don't know.
We
if
got
that's-
Mostert. I thought we got
Oh
Wilson.
my god.
Let's go, brother
Don't
Raheem. Let's
trust
do this.
Mostert's gonna go for. I mean, you guys saw the playoffs when the Niners made the run. Mostert, look, what you guys didn't realize was Mostert is a January playoff legend, and we're just running that trend back from.
I
4
love
years
it.
ago.
Everyone in the chat was Wilson. Wilson's so much better than Mostert. Wilson is injured. Feels like Mostert or Wilson won't age
Fuck
well.
you. Yeah.
Okay, now I feel good about Mostert. Screw the chat.
Because the chat's about
Maybe
idiots.
Wilson's the unique one. All these Wilson slappies in the chat.
59.7 ADP, and everyone in our chat wants Wilson. God, your ship chasing it's amazing.
You want to do one more?
Mostert has had 3 career playoff games, and in one of them, he had 220 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. I'm just saying. He did that in one of his 3 career playoffs. 33% of the time. 220.
Do you want to do a Mitten to try to get a little crazy with some one seeds?
Let's get crazy in a Mitten.
Because we can talk through strategy. Strategy is a bit different.
Let's get a little weird in the Mitten.
But main thing here is first round 2 out of 6 advance. So whereas the gauntlet, I don't think we're going to see many 1 seeds. Here, I'm more than happy to kind of stack the Eagles because I think the more you can stack them, you're able to kind of get that 4-man, maybe even a 5, because you only need to finish top 2 in this first round.
Interesting. Okay. Now, would you, with the one, you still think Allen and Mahomes the clear top 2 though?
I don't think anything is top. I mean, we literally just chose CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, that's true.
So like from
Dude, I want to do a Cincinnati stack.
So if we go Philly, the only risk with grabbing Hurts a little early is silly people decide they're going to grab AJ Brown.
Wait,
and like,
why would that make you silly? Oh, because you don't have Hurts.
Because Hurts is already gone. Like, yeah,
but just always take AJ Brown.
So what do you guys want to do?
I want to stack Cincinnati. I don't have any good reasoning behind it other than that I think it would be fun.
Well, then we have to take Chase now, right?
Yeah,
it's not
let's have fun.
Chase.
I like this new fun Leone. It's a new thing for him. He's trying on.
Burrow's ADP has climbed like crazy. Like it was not long ago that they weren't even being drafted.
Yeah,
we didn't think they were making
it was
playoffs.
pretty wild. Yeah, they were going super late.
Who's that?
Bengals.
The Bengals. I did one of those tournaments, one of the never too early ones, and it was like, see, I think that was the one Sam was saying that CMC was undervalued or overvalued in this tournament. He wasn't saying that.
The timing was actually when Brock Purdy hadn't played yet, so it was.
That's right.
Niners are dead.
Yep.
But yeah,
we've updated that.
More joshing. Yeah. Yeah, Leone, we're talking about the McCaffrey aspect because McCaffrey's ADP was like 10 or 11.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
That's okay. We adapt. All right.
Do we still keep going with do we do Dak, CD Dak?
We do CD, dude.
We back to fucking Dallas? Oh my God. Zeke.
We just took him 101.
Yeah.
So we grab CD. We're going to have to give up Pollard because we can't afford not to get Dak.
Which means we got to get Zeke.
Zeke, dude.
Or
man, I swear we're not doing it on purpose, even if it feels like we are.
Okay, wait.
We gotta
We do want to take a chance.
I try to admit the thing.
If we do want to take a chance, no one else has a Cowboy yet, so we could wait on Dak and hope he falls to us. But then if we, miss that, we're going with Lamar.
All right, so what would we do? Higgins or Pollard?
Where's the draft board? Why is my
wait? Aren't we doing Dak?
I can't see anything, Pat.
What?
I screwed it up. Are we doing Dak or Pollard?
Pollard.
I got it in this time.
We're trying to reduce the odds of us drafting Zeke.
Pete rolling in his grave. I agree. Oh man, we miss you, Pete.
All right, cue up Higgins as well.
Higgins and Mixon.
So wait, who's our QB now? Oh,
we don't have one yet. We're workshopping it.
All right.
We're workshopping.
Brock Purdy, let's go.
If we lose Dak, unfortunately, we're also going to lose the Bengals because then we're going to have to go with the Chargers or Ravens.
Tell you what, Chase.
So then Chase became an expensive one-off with the 102.
He really did.
Yeah, but sometimes you need that expensive one-off to advance. In the Mitten, where there's 2 out of 6 advance, this isn't good.
He might be the guy.
He's trying to talk himself into it. It's like, no, I can't. No, we're dead. We don't.
Yeah, it's like the opposite. Like Chase goes nuclear, you would need him in the 1 of 6, but in the 2 of 6.
So Waz is the guy who took Burrow. He got Higgins. Okay,
that's okay.
Hammerhead says Allen.
All right.
Okay, this other guy's got a QB, so we can go Mixon then Dak, right?
Let's see what he's working with over there.
He's got Mahomes, so I don't. Maybe?
Mahomes, Jarek, and who else? I can't see the bottom.
Scroll down. What else?
Debo. Okay. It doesn't make sense for him to grab Mixon or
it doesn't make sense for him to grab Debo either. So
it makes more sense for him to grab Dak because it's on the.
I would go Dak just because if he ends up auto drafting 2 in a row, he takes Dak and then we're screwed.
Yeah, we don't know what he's
now
doing.
He takes Mixon though.
Right, but I'd rather not lose our QB. Yeah, there you go. Aiyuk.
Okay, he is going.
Right, he's building something.
Wait, we do have Pollard, so we don't have to take Zeke now.
No, we don't because we get Mixon now.
Gretchen's
cool. That's my second least favorite running back. That's great.
We did this for you, Ben.
Yeah,
this is a very live team now.
I'm super excited for 7 stuffed at the goal line rushes and no touchdowns in the playoffs. It's going to be great.
Okay, and we can go with the secondary Ravens if we want, because to still get like kind of the Dallas and Bengals, we still have a couple guys we want to draft, but also if you want to throw in Mark Andrews, J.K. Dobbins, and Demarcus Robinson. What are our thoughts on Robinson, especially with DuVernay officially out?
I just want to know, do we advance from expected points? Because if so, Mixon is going to really...
Will Zeke help us if we get? Should we get those expected points?
And do those expected points?
So
do they accrue all season? Can we get those week 2 expected points as well? Oh man,
points under expectation. That's going to be our team.
We probably should put Zeke in the queue.
Yeah, Ben.
God, somebody
hope you had fun, bud.
God.
Hope you had fun.
I mean, there's still 4 people that could take him.
Take Zeke. Just take it.
Wait, what about Tyler Boyd?
Yeah, Boyd's got to be on this.
I mean,
way
Zeke
down
over
there,
Boyd. What are we doing?
No, I think Boyd's,
Oh, you like Boyd more?
Suddenly I'm a big Boyd guy.
Because, I would just start putting all the Bengals and Cowboys in the queue.
Do you ever stop and think, maybe I've gone too far?
Well, just at the end of, you could have cut that off after think. I don't ever stop and think, no.
Now you made it seem like I was being mean, and I wasn't.
I know.
Stop gaslighting me.
I didn't put
God
P right.
Damn it!
Look at that Zeke ADP value.
I mean, Zeke is kind of an amazing pick at this point.
You gotta take Zeke.
Oh yeah, that's like Josh Jacobs in the 8th.
Yeah, you gotta take Josh Jacobs in the 8th. No one would ever say, "Oh, come on."
I mean, this is sick now. I don't even care that we got Zeke at 6.5 or whatever the fuck we got him at.
And then we take another Cowboy, I assume.
I would consider Mark Andrews.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that, but
don't have to.
Do you really, Andrews? Because you don't have multiple good Baltimore pass catchers, and you're not taking Lamar.
We don't have to.
It's just you rather take like Keenan or.
I would be Schultz over Gallup. You guys are Gallup over Schultz?
I'm Schultz over Gallup, but
you're Schultz over Gallup.
But we're talking maybe do a one-off here.
We should probably do Schultz and Gallup first. We can always do a later, stronger one-off.
I'm going to throw the one-offs in the queue, but let's go Schultz.
I really like the Baltimore too. I just feel like it's a weird thing to have just Andrews. Like it's not like you're going to be able to split your bets unless we went with a 4th running back.
Yeah. No, you're right. And sometimes Lamar falls far enough that it's actually worth grabbing like Lamar, even if you have Dak, just for that upside. I think if we needed another running back, like we didn't get Zeke, then it would have made sense because we could have gone like, Dobbins actually just went. But
in theory, Andrews, Dobbins, and then it's a little bit more split between Cincy, Baltimore, but
yeah.
So I'm kind of psyched that we didn't get Burrow on this team. It's pretty fun.
This team's actually really good. It has both Mixon and Zeke, and I still like it.
That's when you know a team's good.
Yeah, we nailed it.
This is when me and Ben hit our stride. When I make him draft players he hates, but at costs he's okay with.
Yes, it has to be a cost I'm okay with.
So one note though, just for people, the 3 people listening, in the first round, this works because we drafted a guy whose QB wasn't one of the top 3. Like if you start with Diggs or Kelsey, your options really become finite because you don't have that second QB that you can fall into. Where here we lost Burrow, but we were able to get the Dak later or whoever it was, Dak. Yeah.
So probably Gallup.
Probably Gallup.
I mean,
probably
Does Gallup suck? Like what's wrong with Gallup in his offense?
I think he's okay. I think he's all right.
Also,
He's gotten a lot of target volume before last week, and then it was all Noah Brown, and that was really weird. But
is there any risk Tyler Boyd's going to go in front of Gallup? I'd rather go Boyd, probably.
I'm fine with
I would
Boyd.
rather go Boyd than Gallup. They're similar players, and we have them.
Okay.
Oh no, we have Prescott.
This guy.
You would rather have Boyd than Gallup?
Because we still have the heavy Cincy, so we're still going for a Cowboys-Bengals Super Bowl, and I kind of like that. I think Boyd has more injury upside than Gallup. Like if someone gets hurt on Dallas, I'm not sure Gallup's role substantially increases.
And Gallup's going to come right back around.
Yeah, that too.
To your point, we have the Cowboys. No one else is taking a one-off Gallup right now.
Yeah.
Watch this guy take a one-off Gallup right now.
Yeah, watch him take a one-off Gallup. Oh, he got our two dudes.
He took Andrews, but not Lamar there. Why wouldn't you just take that late stack?
He has Dobbins too, so I'm thinking he might think he's going to get him later.
I mean, there's a time that we grab like a Lamar or a Herbert just for the points if it's the 10th round.
Our team's pretty perfect without it, so why not? And Lamar's the type of quarterback where like it really is just Andrews that comes along. There's not a lot else that comes along, you know?
Right. You could literally have a Baltimore-Dallas Super Bowl, and Lamar is the only one that matters. The Baltimore side.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be crazy.
I think that's probably the order I would go with. What you have right now.
I feel like Hurst.
Yeah, I mean, round one, Tampa Bay can't do shit. Dallas doesn't throw. They just run the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Dak's had some weird games. Since the past, I don't know, since he's come back from the injury, where it just doesn't seem to have the ceiling from last year, where they were so pass heavy.
Third game,
they're super run heavy.
Third game script dependent. They're good now. I think that's they've always been somewhat game script dependent. They've been up tempo, but even those games they were throwing a shitload were like they kind of had to, or at least it was tighter. They've never really thrown from ahead a ton.
I was telling Leone this earlier, but I have Lamar as literally like on a ranking wise, like pure numbers. You should be like a 2nd or 3rd round draft pick in these. It is insane how far. Like there are drafts he doesn't get drafted like this.
Yeah, I could see going basically if you wanted to just MMEing this with every Baltimore combination possible. Probably would be. I mean, you'd be super risky, but it'd probably be plus EV because Andrews and Dobbins, you can get the main 3 after what, round 4? All of them go after round 4.
Oh, pretty late. I think 35 to 38 is where Lamar and Andrews are. Dobbins is right there as well, maybe 40.
Getting Lamar in there is just like, I mean, that's so nice. If Dallas advances in a game where Dak doesn't do particularly well, or I mean, like obviously we need some of the teams to do well.
Yeah, then Ben, we're like, if that knocks the Dak teams out,
right? That's what I'm saying. And Lamar does carry us, then we're fucking golden.
We really did nail this because Zeke's on it, and Ben can't stop talking about how much he likes the team.
Yeah, it's a great team. We got a mascot on there. I mean, like the thing is, we don't need Zeke's points for this to be a good team, so that's why I like it. Like,
great character builder. Good for the team environment, the locker room guy.
If he got hurt, this team would get better because then Pollard would be even that much better.
Stop rooting for our players to get hurt.
It's a ping pong. Pollard's going to get hurt for like 3 quarters. Zeke has that silly 3 touchdown game. Then Pollard can be his normal self.
Yeah, the rest of it. I love it.
JM said he was, I think he was 1-on-1 in this draft. Have the Chiefs guys. He took Debo. I've been able to get a combo of Debo, Kittle, Aiyuk with Purdy when I've gotten Mahomes at the 1 or the 2. So did he pull that off?
I mean, I think
he got sniped on Purdy.
Did he grab a second QB? Okay,
he got Herbert, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well done to get because if the Chiefs get the bye.
And he got Keenan, he stacked it, so that's pretty nice. Yeah. There were lots of snipes in this one. All right, guys.
What are we thinking real quick of Purdy versus Jimmy G come like conference championship Super Bowl?
Dude, I was surprised to see you and Amico like all seem so confident that it would be Jimmy. I feel like it'd be Purdy no matter what if he gets him that far.
I kind of feel that way too because he got him there.
But I could be off.
Jimmy
I
G
mean,
could
I
be
guess it
back.
depends a little bit how the games go, but
The defense got him there. The offensive
Yeah, fair
efficiency got him there.
My God, this is exactly like everyone loved to make the Brady comparison because he was a late round pick, like right away, and then he was playing against Brady in his first start, and we heard like, "Oh, Purdy's going to be the next Brady." I don't know if you guys heard that. Heard it like 3 times.
I have.
But the same Brady, I know it's obviously stupid, but the same Brady Drew Bledsoe thing. They played Bledsoe, I think, in the conference championship, right? And then
Bledsoe
Brady.
came in because Brady got hurt and he threw like a game-winning touchdown.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. He did play, but yeah, I think it's because Brady got hurt.
So they were still going with Brady.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they never should have been in that game because of the tuck rule.
Also true.
It's really
Very
like a
true.
classic Heineke Carson Wentz situation. I mean,
I think it would be
He is
Purdy,
better than
but, I
Wentz.
mean,
He stinks, but he's better than Wentz.
isn't Jimmy like a long shot to even be likely or?
I don't know that. That's what I'm.
Yeah, that's the would they rush him back? That's what I'm asking. What's his timeline?
Yeah.
You get that extra week between the Super Bowl though, so like
I
Yeah,
can't
for the-
imagine he would come in and play this super, but I could be like, I don't know. I could be totally
I
off.
could imagine because then he gets the extra week. Yeah, I could see that.
because they've actually had like a full week of practice where it's not just only game planning, but it's getting your QB
Right.
back ready.
It would be
In
depending
this
on how
rare
well Purdy's playing.
scenario, I will bet you $100 now that Purdy starts if this scenario plays out that the Niners make it to the Super Bowl
This has like
and
a
Jimmy
10
G could theoretically.
This actually this has like a 3% chance of being a bet that actually pays out. Not even.
I hate soccer bets because
I'll bet you that this bet doesn't
this is
pay
like
out.
win, lose, and draw.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's Purdy, man.
Yeah, I will definitely take this hypothetical 3% out.
Let's go. Now I got
What
to
do-
cheer for the Niners.
What do we need? What do we need the actual like? We need it to be said that Jimmy G is fully healthy and Purdy is starting ahead. of
Fully
him.
healthy.
So Jimmy G would have to be healthy enough, I guess, to be active, right?
Ooh, no, I don't like this part because I could
Wait.
see.
You should do it based on the practice reports. How many
No,
limited practices does he
if
get in?
he's QB2 and not starting, if he's the backup quarterback, how do I not win?
They might. That's
Don't
not
you
a good
go-
because they might
The
deactivate him
emergency
if he's
QB.
not.
Not
Yeah.
emergency QB, backup QB. QB2. Oh my God. Not you're gonna paint me into a corner where it's impossible for me to win if I don't get this out.
You just gave away some equity there. You should have done it on the practice reports.
I mean, if he's QB2 and I don't win, under what scenario do I win this bet? Honestly, I'm asking, like, what scenario can I win the bet if that's not it?
Because, yeah, I mean, so
there one thing exists.
they'd have to say he's healthy, but we're sticking with Purdy because Purdy brought us here. I think we
Okay,
need this.
so they have to say those words.
I have to say, you got to give Herzog credit.
I
He's
think-
getting in a good bet right now.
Now he is. He's
I think this
He's getting
situation
money
is
and
so
good.
absurd to actually even think about what the right fair situation is.
dude, if he's healthy enough to be QB2, like not emergency quarterback, the backup quarterback and not starting, I mean, come on.
Okay, but what
Let's do
happens if Purdy starts but Jimmy G comes in? Quick hook.
I win.
Yeah, if it's a Zappy situation, I feel like Leone gets it.
Yeah, I think so. I think the start is what's important.
Yeah.
But to be fair, if we get a Draymond Green situation and Jimmy G gets the ceremonial start, that's the start.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Acknowledged.
Jimmy G getting a ceremonial start and throwing an interception on that ceremonial throw would be so good.
It'd be a Christian McCaffrey handoff for 80 yards.
It would
They
be
had a false start. They had a false start on the first one, so they start from the 20.
By the way, Leone, I think we have one of the saddest bets alive still going.
No.
We have Kittle versus, or not Kittle, we have Pitts versus Waller, which I think you might come back from the dead and beat me on.
Waller was the better draft pick because he was cheaper and because you didn't have to start him.
Fair, but we did the bet based on how many points they would score. Now it was a better draft. That's why I took it. But you're probably going to beat me.
Is it is it even close? Isn't Pitts way ahead?
Pitts only scored.
How did Pitts not score more points?
He didn't score any points. That's the thing with Pitts is he never scored points. He has 89.6 FFPC points. Waller has.
Is that divided by 14 games, 13 games? So that's like
divided by 10 games.
Oh, okay. He missed a couple. That's right. So 9 points per game.
Waller has 62.8. So
I guess Waller's game log isn't as bad as I thought it was.
He started off okay.
Yeah, he actually has been. I mean,
3 more games to go.
At least he's been fine.
He had a game or two without Renfro where I think he got some increased targets.
Yeah, he went 4 for 79, 650 and 1, and then he went 322, 324, and then he goose egged the game he got hurt.
This seems like a bit, but it's not a bit. But Waller needs to score in order for you to win this bet in the 3 remaining games. Waller needs to score the exact amount of points that Pitts averaged this season. So all you have to do is just have him be as bad as Pitts was, and he'll outscore Pitts this year.
We found the cut up, the Mendoza line, the Kyle Pitts line.
God. Well, congratulations in advance.
I have a lot of sad bets out there. I have one where I need David Montgomery to outscore Damian Pierce. There's just a lot of sad bets out there that I've got a chance to win on injuries late in the season.
I did win the Wandale Slayton bet with Pete. Wandale towards ACL like a week later, so that one was up.
After like a 10-catch, 90-yard game.
Slayton, it was Slayton went off the week we made it, and then I think the very next week Wandale went off. So it would have been like neck and neck, you know.
I've got a Gabe Davis versus Brandon Cooks that I'm gonna win, but I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, I mean.
I feel like I've lost a Brandon Cooks, Traylon Burks bet to someone, but I don't know if it actually got made.
I don't think that was with Levitan and stuff when we were preseason. I don't think anything got out there.
That feels like a bet I would have made, but I don't.
I also feel like we probably lost that bet. We lost that bet in spirit because the ADP closing line value definitely went to Cooks on that one.
All right, guys.
That was the Burks preseason stuff. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna call it here. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next week. I think Pete is gonna be back next week. Won't hold him to that, but it's possible. You'll know by the thumbnails. You'll know before it goes out. You'll probably see a tweet from the ship chasing account. There'll be a couple signs. You'll know. Thank you, Justin. Thanks, Leone. Thanks, Ben. What did we plug some stuff before we get out of here?
Herzig's got the underdog rankings for these drafts that we just did up on Establish the Run. Check those out. Check me out tomorrow night, Thursday night edition of Establish a Million with Dink if you're setting your Christmas Eve DFS lineups.
Tomorrow morning, I'll be doing more playoff best ball drafts on the ETR channel. And Leone and I did a good Establish the Edge podcast talking strategy for these. So check that one out.
Very nice. Ben? People subscribe to your Substack, stealing lines.
Same old shit, yeah.
Stealing signals.
They know where to find me.
All right. Check out the walkthrough. We'll see you next week.